created in him. You know, it's like part of the studio. Right. In 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to another episode of the DJ Sessions presents the Mobile Sessions. We're sitting out front of Aura nightclub right now in downtown Seattle, and we have none other than the man, you've known him for a very long time, DJ, producer extraordinary, and we're going to be diving in deep with some questions to find out what he's been up to. Darude, how's it been going all this time? It's been a while since I've had you on the show.
I've been wondering what the hell is up with you. That's been filling my days. Not gonna admit to nights. So good to be back.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you on the show. I know you've been up to a lot of stuff. We want to get you into the club, out to your fans, and you're on a tour right now. Did that tour start in February? Is that the official launch date? Because I was looking on your list of dates. I know you had some stuff in January that was going on.
Yeah.
But it seems you've just been going since February.
Well, on and off, yeah. I mean, I've been spending a good amount of time in the studio, at home, but also, yeah, been on the road. I've done a couple of U.S. dates or U.S. weekends this year. Last weekend I was in Lithuania, actually, which is interesting because that was my first time ever. It's only like an hour and a bit of flight away from Finland, but yeah, played an amazing party at this big arena, like 6,000 people or so, and it was exciting. Very cool.
I saw the video from that. Do you prefer larger scale festivals, events to more intimate nightclubs? I mean, obviously Aura does not have a 6,000 person capacity to it, but what do you feel is where you really jive with the crowd and get into it?
Well, it's very, those are very different things. Club like Aura, I don't know, there's a couple of hundred people probably tops fit in the upper room there. When they're all just like right there, that's really cool. I mean, it's kind of cliche, but it's intimate. It's you can see everybody's like sweat beads and everything, and that's nice. At a festival, the masses bring energy and bring this vibe and the roar and everything, but at the same time, it's really hard to sort of concentrate on one person and like, feel personal like that. Mm-hmm. But I prefer both, definitely, and then it's from a business standpoint, you go to a festival and you reach 20,000 people, 50,000 people, whatever, versus a couple of hundred at a club. Business-wise, it's much more productive to reach bigger crowds, but it's I mean, I think it's been a while since we've last chatted, but I think you know me enough. It's not exactly about the dollar when I'm at the decks. It's about the connection, and it's about just vibes anyway. So,
and after months of heavy touring or doing, being on the road, when you get back home, what do you do to de-stress? What's your number one go-to thing? If you're not just jumping back in the studio, what do you do to just have that downtime?
That would start with a conclusion that I actually de-stress when I'm home.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but no, I mean. So I got 2 kids and a wife. They keep me grounded and they keep me in a dad and husband mode when I'm not on the road. So no more Mr. Superstar DJ when you step over that threshold getting home. I'm a 9-to-5 dad, so to say. I take my kids to school and daycare, and then I head to the studio. Sort of those hours they're gone. I go skateboard. Skateboarding is my main de-stressor, and I play ice hockey as well. And actually, I got something for you. Don't forget to ask when this is done. So I think I've got these 2 modes. When I get on the road, I jump on a plane or train, car, whatever. Then it's sort of business, DJ, professional mode, and then there's definitely these. Let my beard grow and just be dad kind of mode.
I hear that. You mentioned that you like to skate, and I was going through your socials recently, and you spoke about somebody you kind of revered by the name of Chad Caruso.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why Chad is so important to you and our fans?
Well, Chad. So I skated when I was a kid, and then I didn't decide to stop, but I stopped around 19, 20 years old, and then I picked it up like 5 years ago now, so like 2018-ish, and skateboarding world is totally different now for many, many reasons, but Chad Caruso reasons, for me, he's a YouTube skateboarder who was a professional skateboarder back in the day, competed, I guess, and was like a skateboarder lifestyle-wise as well and whatnot. And I've learned a ton from him. Like, YouTube is an amazing asset for anybody wanting to learn anything. But for me, back then, I had no skateboarding scene. I had crappy videos of Tony Hawk doing amazing airs, but something that I could have never done. We didn't have skills nor the ramps or anything like that at that time. So now, there are many, but Chad Caruso is one of those who picks apart the tricks. He knows how to do them, but he especially knows how to teach how to do them. Put your weight on the heel, then toes, whatever, turn this way, blah, blah, blah. And I really look up to him. And he's been kind enough to actually answer a couple of questions. I've messaged him on socials. And why I brought him up this just recently on my Twitter, for instance, was that he is skating across the U.S. right now. He's over the halfway mark, so that's over 1,500 miles. In 27 days, I think he made 1,500 miles. 55 miles averaging every day.
Wow.
And he's doing it for himself, just to try it out if he can do it. But he's also a former alcoholic. He got sober, I don't remember exactly his history, maybe 6 years ago. And he's raising awareness and raising money for that cause. Honestly, I don't remember which organization it is, but you can find it. Just Google skating across the U.S. Chad Caruso, for instance. You'll find it. And I'm following he's vlogging every day.
Okay.
And I'm following his vlogging, and it's crazy. He's a hero.
Would you say that you skateboarding in your younger years, that you would consider yourself an outlaw?
Wow, I see what you did there. I think I wasn't, because I was too much of a chicken shit. I wanted to. I didn't want to get in trouble. But for instance, my dad wasn't really understanding skateboarding at that time, so I think I was at least, if not an outlaw, at least a little bit of a rebel doing skateboarding and also inline skating and stuff. But the beginning of skating, of course. Back in the day, people would sneak into people's empty pools and actually skate pools, and that kind of stuff. That might have been a little bit on the illegal side.
And speaking of outlaw or doing outlandish behavior, your latest track you just released in 3 years, from what I was reading up, Outlaws, collaborating with the likes of, is it Oscar?
Yeah, Oscar.
And Housebody.
Yeah. Correct?
What was the inspiration behind that song, you three coming together and putting that track together?
Yeah, so Housebody, a.k.a. Jaakko Manninen, he's a Finnish guy who I've known since early 2000s. And with this video now, he's made 8 of my music videos.
Okay.
He's a music video producer, or anything visual arts. He's made commercials, this and that, all kinds of stuff, graphic stuff. And he's also a musician, and he's had his own band, for instance, Beats and Styles, pretty big in Finland and some European countries, early 2000s. And he's also part of a band called Juddy Ranks. I happened to be in Cali in 2019, actually, touring, and I hung out with him a day, or with him and his family, and hung out in his studio. We were talking about what would it be like if we went to a rave, like now, because we're busy dads and husbands and busy professionals, don't get to let go too much, let our hair down. And this was a track that we started working on. We added like distorted 909 drums and some sort of like old school rave stabs and house stabs, and just we're giggling, having fun. And it was literally like two guys just kind of talking crap and having fun, and the instrumental was almost exactly like you hear it now on a track, and it stayed on my hard drive for like a year and a half. But then I heard Oscar sing live on Finnish national TV. Contacted him. Turns out he lives 35 minutes from me, and I never knew him. I actually lived in the city earlier, and he wanted to work with me. He liked our story, felt it. He wrote the lyrics that I pretty much got a little teary-eyed when I heard the lyrics, and he nailed them, and his deliveries are awesome as well. And I'm working on other stuff with him as well. And so it just happened so organically. And, yeah, we want it to be big success, billion streams and whatnot, but it was already a success before it came out because I'm feeling so good about the track.
And this was released on your new label.
Yeah.
It's Vibing Out,
Yeah.
named after your live streaming show,
Yeah.
Vibing Out.
Yeah.
You got into live streaming. When did you get into live streaming, actually?
I think a little after you, but 2015 I
I
started.
think everyone got involved in to do after me.
I know, man. 2015 was when I started streaming with Twitch,
Mhm.
and I'd done a couple of whatever streams before that. I mean, honestly, by the way, probably partially because you did stuff, and I started
thank you.
looking into like I don't even remember Ustreams and whatever
Mhm.
what we had back then. But YouTube. Twitch started their the creative side of it back then, and deadmau5 was one of the first ones as well. And I've never was a gamer, but the gaming community kind of took me in really, with open arms, and it was really cool. I did production streams mainly, then I did some chat stuff, but it was very random. But then when the pandemic unfortunately started, I started doing DJ sets once a week. I had like just chatting thing. Actually, I sort of interviewed or chatted with my peers, and people could listen in. And then I had a studio stream where I picked apart of whatever of my tracks, or here's how I tune a kick drum or whatever it was, or gear reviews and stuff like that. And so since 2018, 2019, late 2019, and then of course early 2020. And now I've been doing it every Friday when I'm not on the road. I'm still doing the DJ stream.
That led into, though, Vibing Out, the record label.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect from Vibing Out coming in the near future?
Well, that's a good question because we are still planning on some stuff. We have a very clear vision. It's definitely my outlet. I haven't been royally screwed by anybody, exactly, but I also have not always been happy with taking my tracks to a record company A, B, or C, and them having people who sometimes don't maybe get who I am, what my music is about, or what my music needs, or what my career needs to be successful. So that's why I'm just kind of trying to take some of that power back to myself. And so that's one. And then, the point is that we are looking, of course, for commercial hit records from myself. But also, like, maybe I have an obscure track that I don't think is going to make any sort of money or stream a lot, but then I want to put it out because I feel like it. That's one. But then we're looking for new and existing artists who would fit our sort of ethos, and also who we think we can help, because we don't want to be a label who just signs everything and does nothing, or I think we want to be transparent in what we do, and then like I said, like if we get a track that is great, but I don't think that we know how to push it or where to push it, then we better not take it and have them go somewhere else who knows better. Like there are certain skill sets or certain networks that we think we have, and maybe some are not.
Switching gears here just a little bit. Have you looked at doing anything in virtual reality yet?
Have I? Yes, for years and years and years and years where, that year the goggles were supposed to be great enough and this year this and that. And honestly, um, I'd lie if I said that I'm not interested, but it's been so many times that I've looked into it for a while. I've talked to some people, we know some people who are into 360 video and VR and AR, and for me, it just hasn't kind of taken yet. And I have a couple of obvious tracks that I could sort of try and do projects with around, and I've talked about those with some people here and there. I personally, I think instead of actual like VR, I'm more interested into like AR and I don't even know, like
XR.
yeah, XR, like basically wearing glasses that look like glasses, and there's info there and or objects or this and that. I don't know. That seems to for me be more useful, and I don't also know that much about VR. But I don't know, when people talk about these terms, they overlap, and they don't necessarily know what they're talking about. Like I don't either.
Yeah.
But some just simple stuff like instead of going to a store, you can check out furniture in your home or clothing or whatever, and there's a bazillion applications to AR and XR, something like that. That maybe is more interesting to me.
Awesome. Yeah, we just launched our first VR nightclub, and we're super excited about it. We have a lot of shows, a lot of content going through it. I'd love to talk to you offline about that.
Yeah.
Your management, it'd be some really cool stuff. We'll give you a tour at least.
Yeah, sure.
Some cool stuff. Speaking of the branding and getting yourself out there, how important is it for a DJ producer to have merchandise?
It's more important than what we paid attention to. I mean, the merchandise as a word or concept in itself is one thing, but then the branding is like DJs are not people, or DJs today they are brands. All the big bands are brands. They're and I think, but sometimes I guess the music and then just what the person is that develops to the brand. But I think the big business, of course, is around the brand, and if partners come in and whatnot, that's up to that and how that brand is managed.
Well, is there anything else you want to let our DJ Sessions fans know before we let you get back into Aurora Nightclub tonight?
Well, I'm here. It's a Friday, so I'm not home and streaming, but I do normally every Friday. It's early your morning, so 8 a.m. When I start. But I have a lot of people from Seattle area who they drink their morning coffees with me every Friday when I'm not on the road, for instance. So if you have a question for me, if you want to hear some great electronic dance music early in the morning on Fridays, check out twitch.tv/Darude. And our community, by the way, Vibing Out, the name of the community or the stream, it's just not me and my stream, but it's the community. We have an amazing bunch of mods and a really open and accepting community. So that's one thing that you want to check out, not just me yapping my all your ears off.
Yep, I know how that goes. Definitely. Gotta say hi to David Benson outside of that mobile studio right now. He just walked by. I think he's gonna be in the club.
Yeah.
I'll see you soon enough. He's gonna come over and probably heckle us. Anyways, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's
of course, man.
Always to have you on. We'll stay in touch with you. We'll do a follow-up. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished. Outlaws, Vibing Out, all that fun stuff. And
yeah, I heard that Seattle's doing pretty well with hockey this year.
We are doing really kick ass with our hockey team. Let's get this up close to the camera. Darude the Hockey Puck. And so thank you so much for Darude the Hockey Puck. We'll stay in touch with you. Awesome stuff. This is Darren and Darude coming to you from the mobile studio in front of Aura Nightclub in Seattle, Washington. And remember, on the DJ sessions, the music never stops.